years and still talking. This is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey, live from New York. Hey, everybody, it's the Ramble, and we go from now until midnight Eastern Time, and I'm your host, Alex Bennett. How about that spiffy new opening, huh? You like that? You want to see it again? Wait a minute, hold on a second, we'll do it again. There we go. See? Isn't that nice? That took me all of about a half hour to do today. So that's what we do now is our big opening on the program. It worked, except I didn't have the sound up high enough the first time out there. So what the hell, you know? Well, I thought I'd talk to you for the first half hour of the show. Hey, it's Tuesday. I'm actually on. Don't count on it. Don't count on it. You know, because I'm on my last leg, folks. I mean, literally, my feet are killing me, and I've got this neuropathy, and it's causing my feet to hurt. I have all the signs of having diabetes, but I don't. I mean, I asked both my doctors. They took blood tests and everything. I said, "Do I have diabetes?" And they said, "No way, you haven't got it." So. I have all the wonderful things about your neuropathy with none of the fun of having diabetes. I mean, at least with diabetes, I would have eaten a lot of chocolate. Oh, wait a minute, let me turn that on, the light. Here we go. See? It's magic. I can also, it's a clap on, clap off. Watch. See? There we go. Actually, I had this little deal here. Anyway, so I've been having these feet problems, and I don't know what to do. I'm tired of it. I guess I'm ready to go to the great beyond at some point here, and just say to hell with it. That's it. That's all. I don't need any more than this. You know, life's just not worth it anymore. It just hurts too much. You know, I think that's what the good Lord does to you. You know, as you get older, you get all these aches and pains, and you hurt a lot. So when death finally does come, it's kind of like a blessed relief. So, boy, I'm gonna be 80 years old. Can you believe that? It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I got to be 80. My mother got to be 100. Hell, I got 20 more years to go if I live as long as she did. So, you know, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Anyway, I've been thinking about a lot of stuff the last couple of days. You know, I guess the one thing that I always kind of felt good about was that I was lucky enough that I had two parents who fucked in the United States of America. That they didn't fuck in Germany prior to World War II, or otherwise I would probably have died in a concentration camp. That they didn't fuck in Cuba, and I would have to have lived under Castro. They didn't live in the Soviet Union during the days of Stalin. So I didn't have to grow up. But I grew up in America. And in America, life is a lot better, and it's a lot freer, and it's a lot, it's good. It's supposed to be good. And I just really kind of like the fact that I was an American. And in many ways, I didn't realize how good I had it, you know. over and above other countries, because other countries had dictators, other countries had despots, other countries had strong men, like Noriega and things like that. These idiots who somehow made other people's lives miserable because it made their life feel better. I don't know what the reason was. And thank God I didn't live in a country with dictators. And all of a sudden, I wake up one morning here in America and I realize I am living in a dictatorship. What, Alex? We're not living in it. Come on, that's overstating. No, Trump feels very much like a South American dictator who thinks he can do anything, say anything, do anything with impunity, and it doesn't matter because he's the strong man. And he has all his acolytes around him or helping him to work out what he needs to have worked out and to save his ass when it needs to be saved. And I suddenly realized that we've got a guy here who is the equivalent of a South American strongman, or thinks he is. He is not as strong as some of those strongmen. I mean, they managed to stay in power for decades. He's probably not going to make it through one term. Now you're going, Alex. You're just making too big a deal out of all of this, and I'm saying to you, no, I'm not. We have to live with the fact that we are living with a guy who is crazy. It took me a while to come to this because I figured, when he became president, I said to girlfriend, she said, "Oh, this is terrible. This is horrible. He's become president of the United States and he's going to ruin our country and blah, blah, blah." And I said, the great thing about America, because I always believed this, was it could survive anything like a dictator or somebody who would come along and try and do ill to the country. I said, there's no irreparable damage you can do to this country that can't be fixed by the next guy. Well, I was wrong, okay? This guy has done so much damage in the last 3 years that it's beyond. I think it's beyond repair. I think it's certainly not in my lifetime. And then who knows if the next person is going to be able to clear it all up, and if after that the American public doesn't vote for some other douchebag like Trump. So it's really, I'm at a point where I'm feeling really depressed about this. Where I'm saying to myself, I have finally seen the downfall of America. And it was all done by you out there because you voted this guy into office. I know you'd go, he lost by 3 million votes, and he's not the president fair and square and blah, 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 but he is. Okay, for whatever reason, this guy became president. And a democracy that I thought was protected against evil, that if somebody could do something really terrible, but we have so many different things in place that prevent somebody. We have a lot of rules in the Constitution to make sure a president can never have complete control of this country, or we thought so. But when he doesn't play by the rules and he tries to get rid of a lot of the rules, that may have been a bad assumption. But they did create this democracy with built-in safeguards against it. That's why we had 3 different sections of the government, so they all have to answer to the other, okay? And no one segment, the president can't do it all. But it's starting to happen. This guy thinks he can get away with anything. Let's be honest. He has really been had this time. He's been found with his finger in the cookie jar, and I want to know who is at the White House telling him you can't do that? That's not good. You're going to get in trouble for that. I think nobody ever told him no. I think that's his problem, and so he doesn't understand anybody who would disagree with him. But here's a guy who had the temerity to call the head of another country and ask him to involve himself in a process which would help him win the next election by discrediting his prime rival. Okay, because Joe Biden is the prime rival at this point. I mean, that's exactly what happened. It's like he got on the phone and he said, I want you to do me a favor. And the favor is this: I want you to see if you can find out stuff about Joe Biden's son, because it would be a great help to me. Now, he wasn't doing the business of the country, mind you, in that call. He was doing the business of Donald Trump. And he was doing this surreptitiously to try and get a foreign government to meddle or be asked to meddle in the what's the word I'm looking for, in the election of another. So I mean, it really is pretty terrible all the way around. And when you see this kind of thing happening, you're going, come on, this only happens in dictatorships. This only happens where there are despots involved. This only happens in North Korea. This only happens in some South American banana republic, right? But no, it's happening here, it's happening now, and it's happening with this president. Now, what makes it even worse are all the people that are complicit with him. Like, who is at the White House telling him, no, you can't do that? I think he's gotten rid of anybody that would say that. He's got everybody around him between Steve Mnuchin and Bob Barr, who is really his lawyer. Forget about being the head of the Justice Department. He's really his lawyer. You've got, who are all the other people? You got Pompeo. He was there when the call was made, they say. And of course, this scumbag, Rudy Giuliani, who, I swear, did you see the interview with him on CNN with Chris Cuomo, where he said, I positively did not. And he says, but you're saying that you are. And he says, well, I did. Something like that. And you're going, geez. I mean, why is Trump even allowing Giuliani to go on television? Because there's somebody in this democracy that's worse than he is? And does he speak for the president? I'd hate to think so. But who's disgusting? Excuse me, I'm holding my eyes like this, so I will prevent myself from sneezing, because I'm going to sneeze any second here. Hold on. Turned off the audio so you wouldn't hear me blow my nose. There. Now I don't have to sneeze. Now I'm all plugged up. There. Anyway. You have these Republicans, none of whom none of whom are really saying anything against Trump in all of this. What's his name from Utah? Former guy who ran for president, Mitt Romney. Mitt is the only one that's really come out and said, I'm very bothered by this. And that's because, now, I didn't like Mitt Romney. I didn't like Mitt Romney as a candidate, and I didn't like his politics, but I got to say something. Every now and then you got a guy in politics who goes against the grain. The grain being that he's totally honest, okay? There is nothing dishonest about Mitt Romney. His religion won't let him be dishonest. And so when he comes out and says, I feel uncomfortable with this, with all that's going on, you really got to say to yourself, there's a problem here. But he's not the only Republican, the only one. The rest of them are like in a lockstep with the president. And they're using talking points. The one I hate that I've heard so often is, it wasn't quid pro quo. That means, you do something for me and I'll do something for you. Well, it was quid pro quo. At least that's what was insinuated. But I hate the use of that term, because what happens is every Republican who got in front of a microphone was saying, well, it's not quid pro quo. It's like they're handed the talking points. And none of these Republicans have a mind of their own to be able to say, fuck you, I don't think this guy's crazy, and he's going to hurt the Republican Party rather than help it. And believe it or not, these guys are going to have to atone for their sins when re-election time comes around for the seat they're currently holding. The fact that you would have to really cast a wide net to find a single Republican outside of Mitt Romney, and I can't think, there might be one other, who have come out against the president and said they don't feel comfortable with this whole thing, that the action that he took was not a positive one. So what do we do about all of this? You know, are you ready for this? Over the weekend, he did what, over 100 tweets of one sort or another? The one that got to me was, if I don't get reelected, there's going to be a civil war in this country. Well, what's he asking? That everybody go out and have a civil war? If he doesn't get elected? I mean, that one I just absolutely don't understand. And I just, you know, it amazes me, you know, that he can say things like that. When he says things like he's working to try and root out all the people that were in on the whistleblowing. Okay, fine, good for you, good for you. Glad you're doing that. Okay, glad you're doing that. Because the problem is, it's like he's really paranoid. He's really paranoid. There are people out to get him, and he is spending his whole days not thinking about gun control, not trying to get jobs better for people or get more money into people's pockets or to come out with human services programs or things which presidents do. He's spending his whole time being paranoid and going after the evildoers who would dare to not be loyal to him. It's driving him crazy that there was somebody in the White House who's a whistleblower. Just driving him completely nuts. And by the way, this whistleblower, he says, well, the whistleblower was lying. Well, how does he know he was lying? We haven't come out with what the whistleblower exactly has said. And what he has said is that he is simply verifying all the things that were in that transcript that came out, which, by the way, wasn't a word-by-word transcript. It was a, what can we call it? There's a term for it. But a bunch of people sit around, they listen to what you're saying, and they write down kind of what was said. It's not a word for word. So anyway, he says none of that was true, and then he gives out this transcript, which is exactly what the whistleblower has been saying. And everything in the transcript is enough to make you say, it makes, like Mitt Romney said, makes me feel uncomfortable. Makes me feel real uncomfortable. And it's uncomfortable that somebody could be president of the United States and feel that he can do this sort of thing. So what are we going to do about this? You know, what's the future of all of this? Well, I guess if he doesn't get elected, we're going to have to get some guns because there's going to be a civil war, right? Why would we have a civil war if he wasn't elected? You know what happens? He doesn't get reelected, the new person becomes president, and everybody goes back to doing what they were doing. You know, and of course they'll make the life of the next president miserable. If it's a Democrat, the Republicans will spend their time making their life miserable. Quite frankly, I think, you know, I've gotten used to Trump getting away with everything. And it bothers me that he has. But I think this time, I think there's a chance he doesn't have too much wiggle room, you know. He knows, you can tell he's got flop sweat, because when you're doing 100 tweets in a weekend, you're doing what you consider damage control. You're trying to convince everybody that you're right and everybody else is wrong. And you're tweeting yourself crazy because you're paranoid and you're seeing that the end may well be near, you know. I wonder if this is how the Tsar of Russia felt when there was the revolution and stuff, and he knew they were coming for him. I mean, it's not good. And I know what some of our Republican friends will say. Oh, well, he didn't do anything wrong. Yes, he did. He tried to involve another country in the affairs of this country when it came to our elections. He tried to get something that would benefit his candidacy, that he hoped that the Ukrainians had. And by the way, I saw the former foreign secretary, I think, for the Ukraine, who said he remembers the whole Biden thing, and the Biden Jr. didn't do anything wrong. And the guy who was the prosecutor that they actually fired because they considered him corrupt. He, in an interview, this was with what's his name, Richard Engel over at NBC, said yesterday, hey, there was no, broke no laws here in the Ukraine. So, Trump is trying to get the goods on Biden, and he may well have gotten the goods on Biden. I'll tell you how. Here's the problem. Because of all of this, and because the president was saying we're trying to find out what kind of hinky stuff went on with Biden's kid, okay, what kind of hinky stuff went on with Biden's kid, we want to, come up with a where was I? Because we got, because what they're saying is because there's something we're implying here went on hinky with Biden's kid, and Biden got himself involved and blah 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 blah, and onward and upward. Because of that, that's going to stick. It's kind of like a stink that you can't get rid of, because everybody who thinks about Biden now is going to, in the back of their mind, just have a slight feeling, well, did something really go on in the Ukraine with Biden and his kid? So, that in and of itself is terrible. Is Biden going to be the nominee for the party? I don't know. I don't care. I'm not crazy about Biden. But nevertheless, this has certainly not made it easy for him. Anyway, I'm going to open the lines here. I'm tired. I want you to do the talking, okay? So I'll open up the lines. If you look closely over at your Skype, you will see that the green light is on next to my name, next to Gabnet Live's name. And you can then call me and tell me what you think about all of this. But I just, when I was growing up, I just thought, hey, I felt sorry for everybody else who lived in those countries with dictators and stuff like that. And I didn't have to live in a country that was that way, and slowly but surely, I'm living in a country that is that way. So, it's sad. And I don't know what the next generation's going to have handed to them, but it ain't good, okay? It ain't good. Anyway, our number here is Gabnet Live. We would like some new people to call as well using Skype. If you don't have Skype, just go over to our Gabnet Live, and over on the right-hand side of the page, it'll help you to be able to do this and to do this whole process. Let me see here. Let me go to my panel here. And no, wait a minute. He's got to turn off his some audio coming back. Or maybe there's a little bit of slap back. There. Anyway, let me see here. There we go. Hi there, Charlie. How are you?
Hi, Alex. I'm worn out.
You're worn out? Yeah. Oh, it looks like I see that room. Every time you show us that room, there's a new bookcase and there's something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm putting together all these bookcases and it's wearing me out.
It is? Now, were they bookcases you took apart to travel?
Yeah, I had to take them apart to move them.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. And then there was always...
Fit them in that little box.
Yeah. And did you have all the screws and everything when you got here?
Yep.
Oh,
had
okay.
them all put in baggies and labeled and all that stuff, so I knew I had them all.
Boy, are you efficient.
Yeah.
So how do you feel being back in Texas?
I'm loving it. Once I get everything set up,
Yeah.
I can't do my normal routine because I'm too busy trying to dodge boxes and unpack stuff and running DPS to try and get my driver's license and all that stuff.
You can wait a while before you get the driver's license, can't you?
Got to do it in 30 days or they fine you.
Really? But
Yep.
suppose you don't know if you really like the place or not. You might be moving soon.
You better figure it out in 30 days. Or you're going to
You know?
pay
Yeah.
fines.
Yeah. Let's see here. We should have. Let's see here. Let me see here. Let me put
Scuba diver.
scuba diver up here. There we go. There we go. Come on, scuba diver, pop in. There you go. Hello, scuba diver.
Hey, doing the pop-in, huh?
Huh?
Doing the pop-in. It's
Yeah.
a Seinfeld thing.
Yeah. Yeah. But Charlie's been telling me about his exciting weekend of putting bookcases together.
Yeah, well, moving's not fun. I don't even want to move the thing that has my stereo in it so I could run the wire behind and put in one of those Apple TVs on the TV with the Roku, so I can watch using my phone and using the Apple TV to broadcast what's on the phone. So I get some things on that I don't get on the Roku.
Yeah, Roku unfortunately doesn't have a system where you can use things like your
The phone
iPhone.
or the iPad.
Yeah, I think there may be some programs to do it. I'm not sure, but yeah, I have to use I have an Apple TV and a Roku on every set,
Yeah.
so I can do exactly that, and I can play stuff off my phone.
Now, I have the original Apple TV. It is, the first one that came out. I guess there's a difference, but
Will it work?
it should. It does on the one in the bedroom, but I never watched the
Do
one
you
in the
have
bedroom.
Are you use 4K TV sets?
No.
What?
No, I got a 60-inch Sharp in the living room, and it looks good enough.
Go over to Costco for $300. You can get yourself a 65-inch TCL with a built-in 4K Roku and a 4K TV set.
There's only one problem. What do you do with the other 60-inch?
Yeah.
I can take it down to the garage and put it in the recycle thing, but you know what? It's working fine.
Not once you get a 4K TV set and see how good they look.
Well, ignorance is bliss.
Yes, and you've proved that many a time on this program.
Yeah, it's sort of the Democrats. But the thing is, hey, it looks good enough. I mean, for the stuff I watch Netflix and I watch Prime TV.
What do you mean?
And,
Netflix
and
is
Skype? Not Skype. What the hell is the name of that shit?
Prime is in 4K for free.
Yeah.
Okay. You have to pay a little extra to get it on Netflix, but you have 4K. All those movies, do you know when you go to a movie theater now, it's all projected video, right?
I only care about the comfy chair.
No, but it's all video they're projecting, and do you know what the resolution it is?
720p.
No, it's 4K. That's
Really?
So when you're sitting there watching 4K on your TV screen, you're watching movie theater quality.
Yeah. Well, it's been a long time since I've even gone to the movie theater. The last thing I saw in the movie theater was that John Wick thing, and that was a piece of shit.
That was a couple of months. It's about a month ago.
At least.
Yeah. Well, Charlie, do you have a 4K?
No.
That's Special K.
No. Okay.
No, I don't. I've got a smart TV, but I don't think it's 4K.
Yeah, 4K is now. I don't think you can find a non-4K set. Almost, it's pretty hard.
I don't want a smart TV because I don't want anything in the house smarter than me.
There are blenders that are smarter than you, Phil.
Yeah, bada boom.
Come on, anybody else going to call this piece of shit show here?
Hey, I love the new video opening.
Did you like the video opening?
Oh, that was
I did too.
first cabin. Yeah.
Wait a minute, let me just play it for the audience here so they can see it, okay?
Yeah.
There it is. There's our new opening. Then I sing.
Da da da
And then, of course, we have the Alex the Ramble thing. There we go. How do you like that?
That was really nice.
Okay, well.
It was a nice surprise. I was shocked.
Yeah, you'll get tired of it.
Yeah, it's very nice. Congratulations on that one.
Yeah, well, we try. I just wanted to do something to make me feel. It's like buying a new dress, you
would know more about that than me.
Well, you know what I'm saying, It's like you go out and you buy something, and it makes your life feel a little new,
Yeah, I think it's the adrenaline rush or the endorphins you get from buying something, but they wear off quickly.
They do,
especially when you get the bill.
Yeah, every now and then I get this itch to buy something.
Yeah,
and then I can't think about anything I want to buy.
You got 10 rooms. You got no more room for any more TVs. What are you going to start? 2 TVs in a room?
I've been thinking about it. Well, you see, in the other room, I've taken my my Mac Pro, and I put in a new graphics card, so it can now run Mojave.
Yeah.
And the graphics card is so good, I'm thinking about I only have like 1080 by whatever on that screen, and so I want to get a much higher resolution screen in there. But the screen I've got is really good, so I may use it as the second.
Well, you have the same graphics card in your new Mac Pro that I have. It's an advanced, I forgot what it is.
It's the D500 Radeon.
So
Radeon D500. It's the Radeon D500.
No, I have a AMD Fire Pro D700 6 gigabytes.
Wait a minute. That's what I have. Excuse me. It is a Radeon. Hold on a second.
AMD Fire Pro.
About this Mac. Let me see here. Yeah, it's an AMD Fire Pro D700 6 gigabyte.
That's what I have.
Yeah, and there are 2 of them in there.
Yeah, that's a monster.
Yeah. And I do have fairly good monitors here. I mean, it's an old monitor, but it's an Apple monitor, so
yeah,
works pretty good.
I've got a Dell IPS 30-inch monitor, but in the day it was $1,100, but it's been 5 years.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what are we talking about, folks? Who cares? Call us, will you? Jeez Almighty.
Well, we can talk tech or we can talk Trump. They both start with T, but I'd rather talk tech.
yeah, and I'd rather. Well, I don't know if I'd rather talk Trump.
Yeah.
I'm very depressed about it.
And rightly you should.
America has become a banana republic.
Oh yeah.
I don't know about that.
Texas has been that way for a while.
It's been that way for a while. It's that we've got, we always wondered what would happen if we got a president who was crazy. And I'm sure we've had some already, and we just didn't know about it. But a president who was truly, totally bonkers. Mm-hmm. And this one seems to be going that way. He's getting to a state of paranoia that Nixon was crazy towards the end. He was talking to paintings on the wall.
Well, when he starts asking who ate the strawberries,
then we know we got a problem. But he, it's like he's obsessed right now with finding the whistleblower. I mean, come on, you got more things to do with your day than find the whistleblower. Who betrayed me? I want to find out who betrayed me. Well, that's crazy behavior.
That's a good thing to know.
It's crazy behavior.
He's had leaks in his office since the beginning, and he's tried to ferret out those leaks.
No, he thinks he has leaks. He's paranoid.
But I thought he only hired the best.
Well, we'll see who the leaker is.
Well, the leaker they say is a CIA agent.
We'll see.
Yeah. And he didn't he didn't say anything that wasn't in that report.
Yeah. I don't think the leakers report is quite out yet.
I know. I mean, but the thing is that you have Trump sitting there yelling and screaming what's probably in it, and it's a lie. All of it's a lie. Well, no, it's exactly what you released the other day.
Well, I don't think what he released was such a bad thing, but we'll see. They're having an inquiry.
Phil, when you are asking,
they're having an inquiry.
When you are asking,
but
come on, you have the contemporaneous transcript there.
Yeah.
In which he is asking the head of a foreign country to help him get the goods, basically, on his rival.
He asked him to investigate Joe Biden's son.
No.
The other thing is
but why did he want him to? Why did he want him to go after Joe Biden's son?
Because he's investigating corruption. Corruption that started the Russia investigation.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. What corruption? It wasn't corruption. If it happened in the Ukraine, so it was Ukrainian corruption. That has nothing to do with us.
But we'll let the facts come out.
Phil, it has nothing to do with us. How do you answer that one?
I say it did.
How?
I say it was the origins of the Russia investigation, which was promulgated by the DNC and Hillary Clinton. The highest levels of the Obama administration.
Boy. Are you drinking the Kool-Aid?
It's funny how you didn't ask anybody to investigate any Ukrainians. Just Americans.
They're all convicted by Mueller. 25 of them. But, hey, I'm happy to let them have this investigation. If there was wrongdoing, it'll come out. If there wasn't wrongdoing, that should come out too.
I'm predicting that it will be maybe 2, maybe 3 weeks before this president finally loses it completely.
I don't think so.
His actions this last weekend come close to that. 100 tweets, Phil.
Well,
he is getting discombobulated.
Yeah, he's shooting bullets everywhere.
Well, I sent him some money.
I know you did.
I was part of that 15 million that he got in I don't know how many hours, and
how much did you send him, Phil? How much you send him
this quarter?
How much you send him?
$25.
Oh Jesus!
I sent 200.
Boy, I love your conviction, Phil.
Hey, $25, times the number of people. I'm what they call a small contributor, and I'll probably make other donations, but I'll delve it out a little at a time.
Oh, by the way, Ms. Fax here, I guess is the name, says that the best 4K TV 2019 is TCL 6 series. That's right.
Really?
TCL is considered one of the best sets around and the cheapest. I mean, cheap.
Who makes their tube? Well, not tube, but who makes their thing? Well, Panasonic used to make most of them.
No, Samsung makes most.
Samsung. Okay.
I don't think Samsung makes theirs. I think they make their own. Their TCL is, I think, a Korean outfit, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Yeah.
North?
No, not north. Up there, it'd still be a tube. Yeah,
really. Cathode ray.
Yeah, whatever. So if nobody else calls, I'm gonna call quits in about 15 minutes and go lie down and take it easy. Well, why should I? Why should I?
I think you should take reservations.
What?
I think you should take reservations. People should write you and commit that they're gonna call.
Well, I think I might go on 1 day a week and take only one call.
Okay. That would be a full house.
Yeah, one call, right? And then do the whole.
It would be Charlie. He's always on first.
Yeah. Be just Charlie and me.
You said I'm going to open up the lines. I had to run in and get my pants.
It'd be Charlie and me talking about how you put furniture together.
Yeah, that'll be it.
That wasn't IKEA by any chance, was it?
Oh yeah, a lot of my stuff's IKEA.
I got IKEA
and
stuff.
That's what's so hard about it. That's why it's so hard. You ever put anything together from IKEA?
Well, because they just give you plans, but there's no language in there. It's just got arrows pointing places.
They give you a lot of pictures and stuff, but
Yeah, it's not so hard. IKEA is not so bad. The problem is if you put it together wrong, you have to take it apart to put it back together. It falls apart.
Wait, you know something? I bought like about 4 or 5 bookcases from my place in San Francisco, and the first one I had to put together, I don't know, it was a bear, okay? But once I got that one together, the other ones, boom, 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 because you suddenly realized how it was done.
What'd you do with that solid walnut one that I got for you? It was solid walnut. It had a desk built into it with a gold key and had shelves. I put it together for you in Sausalito, but
I don't remember that.
yeah.
But then I don't remember much of anything anymore.
Join the club.
You know, I mean, gold key.
Yeah, it had a box that the face of it dropped forward and it became a desk, and there was like a gold key that stayed in the lock, like a skeleton key.
Yeah.
And you had it to the right of the dining room table, just in between, next to the kitchen. But it was against the wall on the to the right of the dining room table.
Oh, okay. All right.
You don't remember? Huh?
I don't remember, but I'll try to.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
You wanted it?
You it was already together. I mean, you owned
No, I put it together. I had it in another place, and in my place in Sausalito, I had all Japanese stuff, tansus and things like that. So I didn't want this. It wasn't the right style. You wanted it, and
See, I took something from you.
Yeah, I put it together for you.
Boy.
Get from IKEA.
No wonder you feel.
No, it was not from IKEA. It was a really
Phil
good
was
piece.
shopping
I
at
don't
IKEA.
owe you anything for that, do I, Phil?
No.
Oh,
no.
okay.
Doors line break.
You did it out of the goodness of your heart, is that?
Yeah, but I didn't need it. You wanted it.
Okay.
I put it together.
Yeah.
Together too.
So we had another vaping death today.
They're dying left and right.
We're up to 16 now.
Is it an epidemic?
Keep on coming. I hope we get more parking.
I mean,
I'm gonna have my mother vape.
I just think this whole, it was on the news tonight. It was on the Channel 4 News. It was like, tonight, 16th vaping incident. They're counting them down every night on NBC News.
We used to do that with jumpers.
And I'm going, how many people got killed yesterday in car accidents from drunk drivers? You know, I mean, come on. I mean, 14 out of all the people in the country that are vaping, and nobody yet has said any of these are from anybody vaping cigarette smoke. You know,
Give them time.
No, but I mean, it's not like the vaping is happening. It's usually somebody buying blackmail marijuana cartridges.
Has anybody checked the conspiracy to see what the political affiliation of these people dying from vaping are? Maybe there's a conspiracy here.
Maybe Joe Biden did it.
Maybe Joe Biden's son did it. Joe Biden's son did it.
Nah, he just does coke.
You know what I'm enjoying right now? Seeing Rudy Giuliani actually lose his mind on national TV, left and right.
He's not.
He looks like he's out there.
No, he's lost it. They had a whole medley of shows he was on over the weekend, and it was like he was going nuts.
Well, he's got his story down now, so
he doesn't have his story down. That's the problem.
He had to craft it.
It's a different story every time. If you got to go see some of the medleys that they put together of him over the weekend. He was just going nuts.
Now, I didn't go.
On one of them, he was just yelling at all the other people, "Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!"
Yeah.
There was it sounded like Gabnet. There was a lot of interruptions and people talking over people. I see what you mean.
But Phil, you have to admit he looks kind of bad.
Oh well, that's
and you look good.
Well, I know I don't look good, but I mean, what's Rudy's excuse?
And for your age, you should look a lot better than you look.
Well, I like seeing Rudy on television because I feel better about the way I look.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Tony's 50. Tony's 50.
Oh my God!
I
Yeah.
know. I
It's
don't
over,
like it.
Tony. You're
I
going to start
know it
falling
is.
apart.
I know.
You know.
But Alex, can Rudy go to jail? You think? I'm hoping he does.
Nah. Nobody's going to
All
go
the
anywhere.
guys he put in there.
What's,
you have to
well,
have
what's
the,
funny
settlement.
is he's the president's lawyer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now that all this stuff is happening, he has a lawyer.
Everybody's got lawyers.
Those lawyers who have lawyers, and then those lawyers are going to do something wrong and have to get a lawyer to defend them, you know.
Well, what do they say about a lawyer who represents himself as a fool for an attorney?
Well, it's like that old
Yeah.
thing about what
Fool
was
for
it?
client, yeah.
Dogs have fleas upon their back to bite them, and other dogs have other fleas, and so on ad infinitum. That's pretty much what we've got going here, you know.
Yeah.
I think Phil's starting to see the cracks, Alex, in the presidency.
He doesn't want to admit
I think
no,
he's starting
no.
to get worried.
He doesn't want to admit it, but the cracks are there. There's no question about it. It's falling apart all around Trump, and it's driving him crazy. That's why he did 100 tweets over the weekend.
You guys can't handle the truth.
What truth?
The truth that he's uncovering all the corruption from the
Oh.
Democrats, and this is their way of trying to change
Phil,
the
Phil,
story.
let me
Change-
tell you something about Democrats. We're a bunch of fucking wimps. All right, we're not capable of corruption. We don't know how to do it. Okay.
yeah.
If we
Well-
knew, we would, but we don't
Yeah.
know.
When you guys were in charge of the House for 40 years, there was plenty, and you just want it back. So right now, they
Yeah, like Obama was a completely corrupt president, right?
it's turning out that he probably is.
I see.
Oh, come on.
Him
geez.
and Biden.
Absolutely bullshit. Not one
Come on.
scandal in
Hey,
his whole 8
I,
years.
I said you can't handle the truth. You know,
Yeah.
it's coming out. It's going to continue to come out, and you're going to see that these guys who are accusing Trump are really the guilty
Here's
ones.
what's funny about it. Somebody said here, so much fun to watch the implosion parade on Fox News. Fox News is starting to implode. They occasionally they try to make excuses for what's going on, and they can't do it. And it's gotten to the point now where Shepard Smith and Chris Wallace are actually against the president.
See, that's
We'll
a
see.
good thing.
Everybody
They're
else is
fucking
for.
question your ethics.
What do you mean?
You know,
everybody?
But Phil, you have to admit it's a pattern with Trump. Whenever there's hot water on him, he starts pointing. It's always the truth. See, in Trump's world, it seems like in Giuliani's, everybody's lying, but I'm telling the truth. The whistleblower is got something against me. This guy, it's like there's
We'll
a pattern.
find out.
He is Trump is a pathological liar.
This
Wait a
was
minute.
a
Let me
setup.
finish. Let me finish. Hold on a second. He's a pathological liar. He cannot open his mouth without lying. It's just part of his DNA. He lies without knowing he's lying. Okay, and because of that, you have a situation where pathological liars always have a tendency to blame other people for things they're guilty of. Okay,
Like
so
the
when he accuses of Trump of something, or Obama of something, or he accuses Biden of something, it's really something he does himself.
Okay, Dr. Bennett.
Yes, Charlie.
And yet Trump lies even when there's no reason to lie. Like when he said that there was a Ukrainian Miss Universe winner. There never was a Miss Universe winner from the Ukraine, but he just made that up while he was talking to the Ukrainian president. Just lied about it.
How about
the
the size of the people, the amount of people at the inauguration?
Yeah. They were all very large.
You got very large people.
That's right. You got that one.
You know, I mean, he is a pathological liar, and and I honestly believe he doesn't know when he's lying anymore. You know,
I think he thinks they can. You know what I found amazing, Alex, too? And I was going to tell you this. I was watching Rudy. I don't know what.
wait a minute, you're breaking up on us.
I thought this was. And you know what he said? And I don't know exactly how he said it. He goes, well, you know, it's all a cover-up because it's the Democrats here and then Democrats. So basically, is he trying to say, Rudy, all Democrats are bad?
Oh
Yes.
yeah, oh yeah.
He's trying to put a line in the sand. You can't. He's basically saying the government as we know it It's all a facade, and he knows who the bad guys are.
It's not a line.
Insane to even think
It's
like
not
that.
a line in the sand, Tony. It's a cut in the pizza.
But Phil, you have to admit, he sounds like a hood.
They all do.
He is.
No, they all
He
don't.
sounds
Just
like
Donald Trump.
And his cronies.
Yeah. Elizabeth Warren sounds like a crook.
That's like she's going to
a
beat you with
liar.
a pipeline on it.
What do you mean she's a
They're
liar?
going after her.
What do you mean she's a
The
liar?
other Dems are going after her for stuff that she said about the Cherokee heritage.
That thing she apologized for
Well, it
6
doesn't matter.
months ago.
It's not just Trump. It's other Democrats. I
No,
forgot
other
which one.
Democrats aren't going after her.
Yes,
for
they.
I
No,
don't
they're
see
not.
any Democrats after her.
Well, it was on the news tonight, but I can't
It was on
remember
the-
which Democrat.
You can't remember which Democrat? You mean because let me know because I wouldn't vote for him. Because that story
some of the ones
is
from the
so
first tier.
old, and she's tried to explain it, but she apologized if anything was mistaken, and she simply said that her mother told her once that she had some Indian in her. Okay,
So she checked that off to get the job.
no,
You know,
she
where
just
she
No,
checked
she
off
never
she
checked
said
it off to get a job.
ethnicity.
He said
Not once.
Cherokee.
her mother told her
American
that she had part American. She was part American Indian, and she checked her DNA and all of that, and found out that no,
And
she's
it's
not really. No,
Yeah.
you know, but she apologized for it. When's the last time Trump ever apologized for anything?
He apologized
wrong.
for that tape, the grab him by the pussy tape. He apologized to,
Oh, he
to,
never
to the country,
apologized.
He
to
never
Melania.
apologized for that.
Yes, he did.
And he wanted to buy a furniture, he said on that tape.
Well, he tried to take her to buy furniture. You know.
Oh, that was the way he was going to smooth everything like?
Yeah, hey, let me buy you some furniture.
Did
I
this
got
guy-
such a
I'm
deal.
telling you,
It's like it just jumped off. It fell off the back of the truck.
He probably did get
Yeah. Listen, Tony, do me a favor. Move your computer to someplace closer to your Wi-Fi, because you're breaking up. You're breaking up a lot.
Oh, okay.
So if you move it,
I'm going to change my network.
oh, you're going to change your network. Okay.
Yeah,
wait.
I'm going to try to get to the one closest. Yeah.
Okay, go to MSNBC instead of
Computer.
TBS.
Any better?
Yeah.
You can go to
well,
TNN.
Well, you're not breaking
There you
up.
go.
You're not
I
breaking
got
up.
5 bars now. Yeah.
Okay, so what network were you? What do you mean network? Do you have?
You know, I have a repeater downstairs that the Windows machine was seeing, so I put it to the one in the living room. And he'll read it by my mom's
Well,
living
that's
room.
where you should get to the.
Yeah,
the
I didn't
closest
realize
one.
it.
Do you see?
Because I was downstairs with the dogs before and I came up.
Oh, okay. So you should get the closest one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, anybody else going to call tonight? I guess not. Fuck all of you. Okay.
I've been
And
hanging
you know what I
with my
realized?
dog a lot.
You know Ray Renati, when he does Trump's voice, he sounds like Alec Baldwin. I was watching the cold open. He sounds like him pretty good.
He's an actor.
I got to
and a
tell
very
you,
good one.
Pretty good.
I watched Alec Baldwin this weekend do Trump again. He should put that out to pasture.
It's getting old.
It is getting old. You know, I'd like to see somebody else do Trump. Just
Did
you
Alec
know.
Baldwin gain weight to do Trump?
No.
You know, because he lost a lot of weight.
Yeah. Well, he probably wears a kind of a fat suit.
Yeah.
You know, in fact, that show I watched it. It wasn't funny at all this week. You know, but you notice that for all the people like Rudy Giuliani and Bob Barr, they get the women on the show to play them.
Some of them are good.
Yeah.
I like the one with
yeah.
Rudy.
Yeah. But I mean, the show is just, I don't know.
It's long in the tooth. What's it, 45 years?
NBC should fire Lorne Michaels and go get a new producer who can just take a fresh approach to that show.
Is he still alive?
Yeah.
Lord, yeah, he's still alive.
Yeah. But I mean,
You know,
and
how old is that show? It was what, from the early
It
70s?
started in 1975.
it's, what is it, 45 years old? Going on.
Wow.
Maybe it's going
Started
on
in
Going on
1975.
100.
75? Yeah.
Bring back John Belushi.
Yeah.
Wish they could.
But,
Yeah, that's when the show was good.
but, you know, I mean, he also, Lorne Michaels also has The Tonight Show. That's his. And he also has the show that comes after it, Late Night with Seth Meyers.
So like when the Tonight Show was Johnny Carson Productions, And then it was what's his name, Jay Leno. Now the guy who's doing the Tonight Show, I don't stay up that late, but the guy who's doing the Tonight Show doesn't own the rights to the deal like Carson did.
No.
Oh, he's fucked.
Well, here's an interesting thing. Carson came on, and then Letterman came on after Carson. Mm-hmm. Okay. Carson owned half of the Letterman show.
What?
Yeah, he owned half of the Letterman show. He got them to pay him for the first half hour of the Letterman show. Wow. And the reason being that he said, my lead-in is going to make that show popular. Okay?
He's probably right.
And he was right. He said, so if you're going to put a show on after me, I want to own half of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so they gave him half of it. But there was something else. If you go back and watch the old David Letterman shows at NBC, he only did 3 jokes in the monologue.
Why is that?
And then sat down at the desk. Because Johnny didn't want him to do a full monologue. He could only do 3 jokes. So they picked out 3 jokes, told him, and then he sat down and continued telling more jokes at the table.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was but Johnny, he loved Johnny. He loved Johnny. Johnny was very good to him and believed in his talent as well.
I even loved Johnny, and he stole my first girlfriend.
In fact, it was Johnny who told it was Johnny who told Letterman when he was going through that whole brouhaha with NBC because Leno had been given the show. He was the one who told Letterman, go to CBS. Mm-hmm. And he said, but I want the Tonight Show. He said, there is no Tonight Show anymore. You go to CBS, make your own way in the world. He went over there and he was very successful at CBS. Leno was number 1, but I love what Letterman did. Leno took out a big billboard in Times Square, so you could see it from the Ed Sullivan Theater that said, Jay Leno, number 1 in late night. And so Letterman took out a sign across the street from it, just as big, that read, David Letterman, number 2 in late night.
Very cute.
But the problem was Leno took that ad out in a place where when they would shoot in the front of the theater, you know, doing stuff and so on, they'd have to kind of shoot around it because it was right there, you know. But what was it? There was some joke about that he had about Leno, but I can't remember now. But anyway. That was a great fight in late night. I love that.
Yeah.
You know, I wish we had that now. Now instead we've got a fight of the Jimmys.
Yeah.
You know, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, and Stephen Colbert. But then you got James Corden.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of Jimmys in late night. You got to be a Jimmy.
I'm tired of these phony English accents that these guys put on. And then the phony English accents that you hear on the advertisements, like it makes it sound like it's so upper crust.
You know, I have watched on a couple of occasions Fallon. That is the most embarrassing fucking show on television. He is terrible. Just terrible.
Who was the one that was on the Man Show?
That's Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel. Okay, he worked for my wife's cousin.
Kimmel runs a pretty good show.
Ex-wife.
Huh? Yeah.
He worked for my ex-wife's cousin because they were the producers of the Man Show.
Mm-hmm. But anyway,
Stone Stanley.
Yeah. Anyway, he did. He does a pretty good job of doing a traditional late night show like Letterman's.
Yeah.
You know. And I really like what Kimmel does. I think he's every time I watch him, he's thoroughly entertaining.
Yeah.
But Colbert, God, I don't know.
How do you watch those shows? Aren't they up against Gabnet?
Watch them on YouTube.
Yeah,
Oh, you record them. Yeah.
well, I have ways of getting TV shows, any TV show I want.
Yeah.
I watch them on YouTube.
Hmm?
I watch them on YouTube.
You watch them on
They
YouTube?
always play.
I mean, let me see. Have I got anything that's being recorded? Oh, okay. I got a couple of shows being recorded. I have something that automatically goes and gets them. You know, what happened was years ago. I had I had cable, and I would record shows, but there was something wrong with the cable in our building, and if you would watch it, every about 5 seconds it would glitch. So I call up the cable company and I go, it glitches, and they go, well, we can't figure out what it would be. And I kept calling them. This went on for months. And finally, one day I said, I am sick and tired of having to watch these TV shows glitching. So I learned about torrents. Okay, and I went online and started downloading all the shows I wanted to watch and could sit there and watch them. And on top of that, the commercials have been cut out of them. Okay?
I'm afraid to do torrents because you can download viruses as well along with the torrent.
Never got one. Never.
No.
Not once.
You wore a condom?
Right. No, but here's the thing. I didn't feel guilty about it in the least. I was paying to see those shows. I just couldn't. Okay?
Yeah.
Finally, one day, I'm constantly calling the cable company. I mean, it's driving me crazy. It's kind of like I want them to believe that something is wrong. Well, nobody else is complaining in your building, and boom. I'm going, it's glitching. All right?
So tell them that nobody else is complaining because they're all stealing cable?
Finally, they called me and said, we're sending somebody out to your apartment house. They said, why? I said, we got a second complaint. So they send somebody out. It turns out, some people, I'll notice this because it'll drive me nuts. Other people figure it's just the way TV is, right?
Yeah.
So what happened was they come out and they check, and the line, because, all these cable have lines, and the line in the apartments, like I think I was L, so it was the L line. They went down to the basement, and there was water all over the cable. And that's what was causing the problem, because water had leaked into the system. This went on for months.
I remember that. Was the second complaint you disguising your voice?
It should have been. That would have been a good idea, Phil. Next time I'll have to try that. But anyway,
with the English highbrow accent?
Anyway, so I just, I got used to downloading these shows and watching them without commercials. So yes, I admit it. I download torrent TV shows. I limit myself to TV shows because they go over the air in the first place. And also now I don't even need to do that any longer because I have Hulu without commercials, So a lot of those shows I just watch off of Hulu, So.
Yeah. No, I get it. But I'm still afraid to download torrents. Actually, I want less tech in my life. I want to make things easier, but it's hard. Everything you do, and you're clicking the mouse and you're doing all this stuff. Why can't I just, go back to an answering machine?
I had one problem after another. Today, I was having, I unplugged something, so all my hard drives went out that I've attached to this thing. And then I had an echo in the sound, but that's because I flipped something when I was making the video thing, and it's just...
When you unplug a hard drive from a Mac, it tells you that you did it wrong. You didn't properly eject it.
Yeah.
And that fucks you up too.
So I had a whole lineup of those things because somewhere along the line, when I was trying to put in a USB thing, it undid the USB that I had. And so I all day long I've been trying to, but this is working.
Yeah.
It's been working perfectly. So I have no problem. But. Well, I wonder if nobody's going to call if I'm going to just call.
All right. So we're officially chopped liver.
No, I'm trying to keep going here, but nobody's
Yeah.
calling. This is one of the reasons I'm thinking about whether I should continue doing this. It seems to be a lack of enthusiasm. Although, you know what? We have more people watching us right now than have ever watched us at one time.
It seems like it picks up on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
No.
Tuesday seems like
Yeah,
maybe the beginning
I
of the
just
week.
looked over.
It's because-
I can't even shut the show down even if I wanted to. I've got 40 people watching it.
They
Yeah,
they want to see if Tony's going to keel over because he's now 50.
No, wait a minute. Here comes somebody. Who is
Oh,
this?
somebody's coming.
Who is this?
Tax man.
Who is this calling?
Oh, it's Schmoody.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Let me turn down the volume.
Yeah, but why aren't you Skyping in?
Oh, fuck. I'm having all kinds of issues because I'm a computer retard.
Really? You can't make Skype work? Turn down your audio.
I did. Thank you.
This is a ex-girlfriend, ladies and gentlemen. Or I hate to say ex-girlfriend. That sounds like a
And a true blonde. Thank you. Just $1 a day will help me. Maybe
well,
2 or 3.
Well, I always liked brunettes, and I always liked short brunettes. And you were 6'8" or something. I don't know. You were an Amazon.
Amazon.
Amazon blonde.
Yeah, but you know what? Nothing ever happened to you when we were together, right? Thank you.
Right. Nobody fucked.
She was your protection.
Well, yeah, but occasionally.
No, you know what? And I remember, remember the last live show, your jackass bodyguard was coming on to me. Oh, you should be a bodyguard, this and that. I should have fucking nut punched him.
Yeah,
He offers you
But
a
I
job and you're going to kick him in the nuts?
I had a bodyguard.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was rude. No, he wanted to give me a job, all right.
Yeah, but the thing is that I didn't need a body. I don't know why I had a bodyguard because whenever I was with you, I had one.
Yeah.
Yeah, she. I'll tell you what she did once. This is amazing. This is me. Okay, so you know what to expect out of me. I move into an apartment, or I get a TV set or something, big TV set. What was it? It was like a 27-inch TV set. You remember how heavy those things were?
Oh, yeah.
She just picks the fucking thing up and walks it up the stairs.
Didn't she work for UPS?
Yeah, she worked for UPS.
She did that all the time, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, no, I was management. We didn't touch packages.
But to get to management, didn't you have to load trucks, drive truck, and
Oh,
do all
yeah,
that
I
stuff?
started out unloading. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so the thing was that she was great. Like I needed furniture moved. Hey, could you move that over here, Schmoody? And I had a built-in. You would have liked her, Charlie, at your apart place where you're setting everything up. She was good at
Charlie's
that.
put
Well,
That's
remember
furniture.
when we set up the second apartment and we went to, what was it, Skruskenskromens or whatever that Norwegian place was?
Yeah.
And I put together all those, all the little cupboards.
Well, I also got big desks, really good big desks.
Yep.
And
I love that
we
store.
put those together, so at Skrupenskroben or whatever the name was.
Whatever it was,
Was
the
that the
Norwegian
place on Van Ness?
No. This was over in Marin County,
Oh.
Yeah.
and we got a truck. She put them all in the truck and took them. She lifted these big plate pallets of. It was wonderful to have somebody who could do all the hard lifting. Okay.
In my little Mazda mini truck, and I remember it was you, me, and Irish Greg, and we got pulled over because, the thing was really only a 2-seater. It didn't have seat belts for 3, and Irish Greg was in the middle, and I got a ticket because he didn't have a seat belt.
Oh, really? Did you get a ticket?
Yeah, it was hilarious.
What I'll tell you.
Didn't Alex claim German Shepherd? So that the.
Well, here was what she and I like to do for fun. You're probably thinking, what, right, Schmoody? For fun, we used to like to encourage road rage in others.
Man, it was the best.
Yeah. And there was this.
Especially that jackass that pulled over with his stupid dog.
Yeah, well, this was the best
I
one.
didn't pull over.
No,
On purpose.
this is the best one. This guy is like, what did he do? Did he pull in front of me or back of me or did
Yeah.
something?
And I'm flipping them off.
You're flipping him off, and he's like flipping you off.
Bitch, I'm going to kick your ass.
And finally, I go, move over. Go over to the side of the road. Let's pull over to the side of the road and have it out. So he goes over to the side of the road and he pulls there and stops his car, and I zoom right past him and go. So,
And the dog just looked at us, and we were dying laughing.
the dog was looking at us like, this guy's a real asshole. Thank you for doing that. Okay.
Oh,
I
it was the
remember
best.
One time, I was driving in New York. I was up by the Circle to go to Bear Mountain off 9.
Yeah.
And this guy, I wanted to get around him. He wouldn't let me get around him. I give him the finger. He says, "Come on, pull over." So I pull over. He pulls over, and this guy's in a little BMW 2002 or 1900, a very small car. This guy had to unfold himself to get out of that thing. He was so big. He got out of the car, and I said, "I'm out of here."
Yeah. But we used to have some. We had some good times. Yeah. And
I
then
know, everybody was so shocked when they first met me because I was so out of the norm
for the
for
kind of.
someone you would
Oh yeah.
be with.
Yeah. No, you were not small.
No.
I liked
No.
women when having sex could roll up in a little ball and fuck. Okay, and you were not that kind of thing.
No, I
You
was
were-
a big Fraulein.
You were a mountain I had to climb.
Yep.
Yeah. But we had. The thing was that what I like best about you is that I had a lot of fun with you because
Yes.
you were like having a pal, a guy pal.
Totally.
Yeah.
We'd be laying in bed and you'd be playing video games and I would just watch you play and man, it was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'd look at me as you're cussing at the game and you'd look at me and you're like, you're enjoying this, aren't you? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it was nice because you could be in one room and I could be in the other, but it was all good.
Yeah, it was fine. The only thing was once you got really mad at me and it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. Sorry.
So anyway, why can't you get your Skype to work?
I don't know because I'm blonde.
You just turn.
Ooh, maybe this is, wait. Ooh, it says starting, sign in for chat. Fuck, I'm already signed in.
Wait a minute. Have
mother
you got Skype up? Because you're
I
on,
do have
you're
Skype
on your
up.
phone right now, right?
Yeah, I'm on my phone, except I'm going to have to go downstairs and get my stupid password to Skype. I had Skype up, but now I'm on my phone. But, I just went to your what is a citizen panel? And it says, call GabNet. And so watch, it's going to say sign in, and I'm going to have to go, son of a bitch.
Well, wait a minute.
and go grab my-
Wait a minute.
Ooh,
If
wait.
you already have the program up, right?
I thought I did, but now it's telling me to sign in. So I'm
I
like,
see.
okay.
What's your password?
A-hole.
What do you know? What your password is?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you over the air what my password is.
What-
No, I'm going to have to run downstairs.
Well,
and
run
grab it.
downstairs and get it. And we want to see if we can see you. At least then we could get your
Okay.
Skype working here.
Okay,
But
give me
keep,
a minute.
Keep the phone, there.
She never wants to
Oh, yeah,
sign
it's up
into-
to my ear. I'm going downstairs.
Oh,
My son's
okay.
going to be like,
You
what
never
the
want
hell's
to
going
sign
on?
into that chat. They're weird, kind of like, lepers.
They're not lepers.
Ew.
Oh, gee, we're down to 37 people.
It's
now.
Alex, Sean.
I can't
I'm
believe
having
how many
issues.
people we had at one time here, and we're not. What are we talking about? Nothing. We're having
Yep.
somebody.
We're
had-
a show about
Ramble.
nothing.
We're having her Skype working. Well, the reason I
Yeah.
want to see her on Skype is because I haven't seen her in.
Since you moved in 2003.
Yeah. So yeah.
So sad. Oh,
We haven't seen each other in about 15, 16 years. She had a kid.
yeah, we spoke over the weekend.
She had a kid. How old's the kid now?
13. He'll be 14 next month, and he's already taller than I am.
Wow.
Wow.
But you know what? When it comes to movies, Alex, he's so far above me. The day he turned to me one day and he's all, guess what movie Ivan Reitman first directed? And I was like, oh, shit, dude, I'm lost. Tell me who. And, you know, he can watch a movie and he'll listen to the score and he'll say, oh, that's Danny Elfman. Oh, that's Hans Zimmer.
First movie that Ivan Reitman ever directed was...
That's
I
unemployable.
think it was Animal House, wasn't it? Was it? I think.
I'm sure my son would know.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, yeah.
I think so.
But, yeah.
Signing into Skype.
No,
So please wait.
do you have your password?
Yeah, I put it in. It's all, please. Why does it keep saying, please sign in, you a-holes?
Just...
That's your password.
Hijo de puta. I did.
Did you...
I don't know what's going on.
Did you put in the...
It's pissing me off.
Did you put it in there?
Yeah, I did. Oh, wait. It says loading.
Yeah?
Fuck, I don't know. Loading. Come on now.
Loading.
And nothing. Welcome. It says, welcome back, Kathleen Halstead.
All right,
And
there you go. Now, you see it there? Is it up? Have you got it up?
Well,
Is she a fluffer?
no.
Yeah.
No. I mean, wait a minute.
Very funny. I got that.
Did you get to the main screen?
Hold on. Shit, you know what? It's still saying loading.
Really?
If I ever see Gates, I'm going to punch him.
Well, I mean, it could be your computer is, you know.
I'm sure.
But it's...
Your computer from 2003?
No.
No, it's HAL from 2001.
Space Odyssey.
I know. You know, I still have that one that I got, Luigi,
Mm-hmm.
that you wanted. You wanted to trade me Toshiba Bob for him. And that was like circa 1997.
Oh, wow. I mean, how old is this computer?
This one's just this year.
Oh, okay. Well, it should be sprightly enough.
Welcome back, Kathleen. Loading. Well, come on. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. It's just sitting there
Motherfucker.
loading. Well, none of these people have the same problem anyway. So, you still live...
Well, you know what? I'll keep trying.
You still live in where? Stockton or where was it?
No, Tracy, I'm
Tracy.
still in the same house.
Really?
Yep, it's almost paid off. Woohoo!
We mean after all these years? It's kind of like my credit card. I just paid it off, too. You know.
20 years or 19. It'll be 19 this year.
Yeah, yeah. And you improved it. You got a swimming pool put in and everything like that.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, I bought it for $215 and it's worth almost $600. It's stupid.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
I wouldn't
you
pay
know,
that much for it.
my wife bought a condo here in New York.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, no, the apartment house went condo. Or was it co-op? I think it was condo.
Right,
One of them.
co-op.
Anyway, she got it for like about $125,000, and
Holy
now
crap.
it's now worth about $400,000. It just
That's
you know
ridiculous.
because prices in Manhattan went sky high, you know.
And the rent, you know, it's not just the 400,000. The rents today are far in excess of the cost of owning. So if you were to sell it for 400, whoever would buy it would be paying less for the mortgage and the dues than they'd have to pay for the rent at today's rental rates.
Yeah, although
Wow, that's insane.
she rents it out,
Yeah.
but it's not that high. I mean, I think 2,500 something like that she gets for it.
$400,000, you'd pay a lot less than $2,500 for the mortgage.
Oh, for the mortgage. Oh no, she is within. How much did you say she had left? I was almost willing to take it out of my pocket. She has about $2,500 left to pay off. On the
Wow.
mortgage. Yeah. Yeah, I'm so proud of
That's
her.
nothing.
She said it was the luckiest thing she ever did. She never made a good business deal in her life, but this one made up for all of them. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm so happy.
You know, my brother Mike and his wife, they both work for Industrial Light and Magic, and they bought their house, and it's on Grove Street in San Francisco. And I want to say they bought it, had to have been like 2003, and they got it for maybe $600,000. And it's in a Victorian with an illegal in-law unit, which is my brother's man cave. And I think it's worth close to $3 million.
Oh yeah, those Victorians. Oh,
That's gonna be big.
Victorians, folks. In case you don't know what we're talking about, a certain kind of house. I don't know how do you describe them, Phil?
They're,
I mean, it's
from the Victorian times, the 1890s,
Yeah.
pre-earthquake. They had rounded windows and turrets and
right.
and you know, a lot of filigree style of architecture.
There was always steps leading up to them.
Did they have fireplaces
and
too,
then
or-
the front, you got in the front door, and then you had to walk up another flight of steps. In
Well, it
fact,
depends on which unit you were.
I
The
remember
lower unit
some
or
of
the upper
some of those Victorians that I was in. They actually had a at the top of the staircase inside. They had a handle, and you would pull the handle; it would open up the door downstairs.
so you didn't have to walk down.
Yeah, yeah. But those things, there was a time when they were going for nothing. I mean,
Nothing.
you could
Nothing.
buy
Nobody
it.
wanted them.
You could buy
50
them for
grand.
some- Yeah, yeah,
And that's in nice neighborhoods.
yeah. My grandparents owned one, and got rid of it. But I mean, they were considered eyesores. I mean, I know that sounds ridiculous.
In the Haight,
All
you
right.
could buy those things, you know, like 5,000 square foot
Yeah.
Victorians. You could buy them for $35,000 back in the day.
Yeah. Who is? Oh, there you are. There she is. There she is.
Okay,
Wait a
I'm gonna
minute.
hang up.
Yeah, hang up there and just hope that we have audio on you. And let's see here, Bob Kazoo. There we go. There we go.
Say something,
Okay.
Catherine. Oh,
Bye-bye.
don't
Okay.
hang up the phone and then
Okay.
say something to see if you got
Yeah,
audio
we got
on
her.
your
We got
Skype.
her. We got her.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, I can hear her. Yeah. Okay, now move your camera so we can see a little more of your head is like down at the bottom of the frame. Just move your camera. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? She can't hear me.
She can't hear you.
No, she can't hear me.
Yeah.
Shmoody, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh,
Yay.
okay, good. Now, do me a favor, move your camera so we can see a little more of you. You're like down there at the bottom of the frame. There we go. There's the massive woman I once knew.
She can beat Phil.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
She could take all four of us at one
Yeah.
time.
I'll just throw myself on the ground and give up.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much the Schmoody I remember. You know, you've aged okay, kiddo. Wait a minute, all of a sudden we lost your voice. You talk to us.
Yeah.
Okay,
still
okay,
can't get
there
over
we are.
Schmoody.
There we go. There we go. Okay. So anyway, so now we have her actually here. We should is the computer have a laptop or is it a?
Yeah, I have a laptop, but you know what's weird is I'm getting an echo.
Well, don't worry about it right now. We
It'll
solved
go
most
away.
of the problems. You
Okay.
know, as long as you can understand what I'm saying, you know, that's all that matters. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, and I'd say echo, but then my device would start.
Oh, yeah, she'll talk.
If I go like, Echo, what time is it?
I love that thing. I do that in the morning.
Yeah. I have a new one here right by the desk here. It's wonderful. The S&P 500 was down $36 today. So anyway. So, by the way, Phil is a big fan, Schmoody, of Donald Trump. In fact, if Donald Trump walked into his apartment house right now, he would suck his dick.
I don't know about that, but I'd put my hat on. You know, I'd wear my Trump hat.
You'd wear your Trump hat?
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Maybe he'd sign it.
I think he's starting to waver, Phil.
Yeah, he's
Who,
losing.
Trump?
He's
not
losing
wavering.
You get
And I'm certainly not wavering.
it. Yeah.
Come on, Rudy is in panic mode.
Huh? What?
Rudy's in panic mode. Phil's starting to see something's going to happen, I think.
Oh yeah, no, it's all going south.
Tony, you're like those kids in the cafeteria when somebody drops their tray, you're there cheering them on. Don't be a bully. Let the man have due process. If he's guilty, it'll be found that way. If he's not guilty,
I don't want to. I don't
way.
want to give him due process, Phil.
I
I'll
know
tell
you don't want
why.
to give anybody due process. You're a socialist.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I don't want to give him due process is because he keeps talking about not giving other people due process. Like
That's not
if we
true.
find out who this,
He's letting those guys out of jail early.
This
You
guy
know,
is
he's doing
this
prison reform.
guy who blew the whistle on me is a spy. And you know what we used to do to spies?
Benedict Arnold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hang him high.
Wait, I think she's plugging in somewhere else here. Here we go. Let's see here. Can you hear me better now?
Much better. Yeah.
Oh, okay. See?
I notice, Alex, you keep pulling your thing out and putting it back in. Use some ear gene. That shit I sent you.
No, that isn't the reason why. These things have a tendency to lose their stuff.
Grip.
So I got to put some new ones in.
Just
in
try the
here.
ear gene.
No, I don't
It'll
want
make
to
a
use
difference.
it. Okay, wait a minute. Where's the ear gene? I had it here. Now I
Yeah, and you
think
need
I
a
lost it.
Q-tip.
Oh, do I got to do a Q-tip too? Well, I'll do that.
Well, how are you going to get it out of the bottle into your ear?
Yes, there it went.
I'll figure out a way.
All right.
I'm good at it anyway. No, he talks about we'll shoot people who are spies and blah blah blah. Believe me, he doesn't know what the meaning of due process is. And then he says
Yeah.
he wants to meet his accuser.
That's reasonable, but they can't meet the
Whistleblower. There are whistleblower laws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the guy's hiding behind the laws instead of facing his adversary and truthfully saying, hey, I'm really partisan,
what did Kimmel-
and I'm pulling another Blasey Ford thing, and, I'm gonna attack you from behind the tree,
Yeah,
but you can't see me.
What did Kimmel say that got him bleeped? He said, he's, and they bleeped him. He said Trump doesn't like the fact that he got a whistleblow job. So,
That's funny.
Fair enough.
yeah.
I'm sure it is in some world.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, did you see the Justice Department okayed the merger to create the country's largest newspaper company?
Why is it?
Scott Tissue?
Huh?
Scott Tissue?
No. Let's see here. Gannett,
Charmin
already
News.
the largest newspaper chain in the U.S. by circulation, and New Media's great Gatehouse Media, the New York Post, reports a $1.4 billion deal to create the country's largest newspaper company.
Now, Gannett is San Jose, the San Jose paper.
I can't remember what they own down there. It doesn't give a list of their holdings, except they do mention here the New York Post, which used to be owned by Murdoch, by the way. He got rid of it quite a few years ago, I think.
Yeah.
Now, it says that NBC News is bracing for jaw-dropping allegations. Ronan Farrow has a new book out.
Oh,
Called
my dad, Woody.
Catch and Kill. No, my dad, Frank.
That-
You kidding me? Catch and Kill, Lies, Spies, and a Conspiracy to Protect Predators hits the shelves on October 15th. And it says the book is expected to delve into Matt Lauer's relationships with younger staffers. as well as the network's alleged decision not to complete Farrow's investigation into Harvey Weinstein. You remember he was doing a thing for MSNBC on Harvey Weinstein, and they dropped it. And part of the reason they dropped it was, at the time, at least according to them, at the time that he wanted to put this on the air, he really didn't have he couldn't vet it properly. Yeah. So he went over to the New Yorker and he got it, or New York, was it New York or New Yorker? New York. New Yorker. New Yorker.
It was New Yorker.
New Yorker. And there he did his job of vetting, and then they published it. But MSNBC was simply being, and NBC were being cautious about the whole thing, because
which is rare.
After all, well, no, if you're going to take a guy like Weinstein, accuse him of the horrible things that he was accused of, okay, I'm telling you.
But he deserves due process, but Trump does not.
Who, Weinstein?
He's getting due process. That's what impeachment is.
Well, I believe in an eye and an eye and a tooth for a tooth, so he should be forced to fuck some ugly women.
Charlie, impeachment is where the full House votes to have an impeachment, but all they have is an inquiry.
These are terms.
Yeah, okay. They're doing the investigation.
No, there's no vote.
No, wait a minute.
Terms? There's no vote.
Wait a minute. The term impeachment really means indictment. Okay? Yeah. So you're indicted by the Senate, by the Congress, and then you are tried in the Senate. Okay?
Right.
But you do an investigation before you get indicted. And you get an investigation before you get impeached.
Let them investigate.
But the indictment only has to be enough that you say that we have enough information here that there's probable cause that he did this. Okay.
Yeah, but I believe that this whole thing was a setup. The whistleblower, all of this stuff came out weeks ago when they first decided to do their impeachment hearings. And this was all premeditated, set up, just like they ran all of those women by, those Me Too women by Kavanaugh.
Hit him.
Oh, come on. Some has to be true.
Do me a favor. Hit him. Can you hear me okay, Schmoody? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
I'm still getting that echo, so I'm just paying attention to you guys when you guys talk.
Yeah, so
try this. Echo,
Otherwise,
echo,
I feel like I'm on acid.
Echo.
We'll try to figure that one out later. Maybe I'll give you a call this week, and now that you know how to use Skype, and we'll work it out, because we'd love to have you on the show, because you're a woman.
That would be awesome.
You're a woman, and you could take Phil to the woodshed. Yeah.
But I'm an armed person.
Huh? Yeah, I mean, you're armed.
Yeah.
He was a rent-a-cop. Oh, you got a tattoo? Wait a minute.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Oh no.
What does the tattoo say?
It says nothing. It's just roses.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, that's not bad. You know. No, I mean, it could be worse.
Yeah.
What inspired you to get a tattoo?
I don't know.
Is that the only tattoo?
No.
Where else do you have a tattoo?
Well, and then I have my son's name right here.
Oh, okay. Now, but you see, that makes sense. You see, because that's a name that, for instance, that's a name you will be able to have on your wrist for the rest of your life, and it will always have meaning. On the other hand, my wife has one on her ankle that says Buddy.
Buddy?
Buddy.
I knew a comedian that used to write the city that he was in on the inside of his palm, so he wouldn't make a mistake and say, "Oh, it's great to be in Oakland."
Right, but what I'm saying is that she has Buddy, and my feeling is that I would really like to one night, get one of those things that they say it's like an erase thing you can use on tattoos, and then slowly while she's asleep,
like
keep putting it on
Why don't you
Buddy.
add one word? Love after the Buddy.
Yes.
Buddy Love.
Yeah, and then take a picture of it and show it to your friend.
Well, I just, I never got a tattoo because what
You're Jewish.
Well, I wouldn't get a tattoo with somebody's name on
keep
it. Okay, because come on, once you break up with the person, what do you do? You know, I think who was the actress that had some problems with that? She went out and had work done to cover it up and so on.
Oh, we know the writer, I think.
Elizabeth Taylor?
No, Elizabeth Taylor. Yeah, she was a tattoo freak. Yeah.
Well, she had 8 husbands.
Now, did that hurt to do that?
And then she'd have.
That hurt. That hurt to do that, Schmoody?
Was it Brad Pitt's ex?
I think so.
Yeah.
It was
because
Angelina.
Wasn't she married to?
Oh yeah. She was married to Billy Bob Thornton.
Yes.
And she had that
Angelina
one.
Jolie.
She had that one. Shall we say
Yes.
written over and adapted so that it no longer said Billy Bob Thornton on it.
My Rolfer had a dragonfly put on his thing on his arm a couple weeks ago, and he doesn't like it, and he feels buyer's remorse. You know, he said he thought that he was going to get something that was going to be fairly sophisticated.
Yeah, but you get something like this, and it is permanent. I mean, you know, you're going to have it for the rest of your life, and I don't know that I could ever commit to that.
He's thinking about getting it removed, and it's only been a couple of weeks.
I knew the first woman I ever met that had a tattoo is on her bikini line. She had Picasso's signature.
Really?
And
Now that I don't understand.
well, no, because then she told everybody my vagina has been signed by Picasso. I swear to you, it was the first woman
There's
I
a lot
ever knew
of
with a
Picasso
tattoo.
fakes out there.
Yeah, there are a
That's
lot
a
of
work of art.
yeah, but it was kind of amazing.
Knock it off.
Huh? What do you?
I'm being attacked by my cat. One of my cats.
Wait, you got a cat? Oh!
Okay.
A big. That's a huge cat.
No, actually, she's not that big. There's one that's far
Compared to
bigger.
who?
Well, she has to get big cats.
In Trump world,
Because in her house,
Alex,
between
Trump
her and her
world,
son,
he
the
said
cats
it's a big
look
pussy.
small. What? What'd you say, Tony?
in Trump world, it's a big thing.
Yeah,
Not only when you grab them.
yeah. Let me see here. Anything else happening in the news? That woman, the woman who shot the guy, the female
Oh, that
cop.
cop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she's not bad looking.
She's done.
Well,
She's got a nice body too.
she's not going to be available for the rest of her life. So don't.
Oh, did they? The jury turn in?
They found her
on that
guilty
one?
of murder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's convicted.
Yeah.
Manslaughter or murder?
Murder.
Murder.
Wow, that's going to be 5 to 55, I think.
Something like
Oh
that.
my God, who's that?
So she could be out in 2.5.
That's true. Yeah. That's
Wait a minute.
Epstein's
Weren't they
dude.
supposed to sentence her later today? What? Let me see here. Where would that be? What was her name? Where was it?
Look up woman cop shooter.
Woman cop. Woman.
Was that the one who went to the wrong
shooter.
house?
Oh,
and killed
the
somebody?
guy's name was
Yeah.
something John. Something John.
I think.
She worked at the post office.
I think what the problem was. I think she was drunk. Yeah, she
No,
was.
she was coming home from her 15-hour shift, and she was sex texting with her boyfriend, who was another cop.
She's on the phone
Yeah.
doing something in the
Yeah.
video.
It said let's see here, a police officer guilty of it doesn't say that the jurors have been deliberating. It doesn't say anything about the sentencing. No, the jury largely comprised of women, blah blah blah, people, and people of color. Tuesday afternoon. to
One
begin
Asian,
with.
4 blacks.
She faces anywhere from 5 to 99 years in prison. Boy, that's a crapshoot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you go from
Yeah.
5 to 99?
Huh?
How do you
I
go
don't
from-
think it was premeditated. I think there's going to be an appeal. You know, because she walked in, you know, she's yanked out. I don't think it was premeditated. I don't think there's any way they can give her first-degree murder.
Why'd she go to kill him though?
She was
why?
scared.
Because he was sitting on her sofa, eating ice cream. Wouldn't you kill him?
Yeah, exactly.
And she's a cop.
No,
Oh
I
my
mean, it was
God.
his.
Exactly. Really?
It was his
That's
apartment.
scary. She
She
passed the
walked in the
psychological
door
test.
thinking it was her apartment,
scary.
and there was a big red rug as a doormat,
Yeah.
which obviously it couldn't have been her apartment. Okay.
apartment.
And she went in. She thought it was somebody in her apartment, and she shot him
Oh.
Well,
she
you
went-
know,
point blank at body mass.
I did cop work for 20 years. I've carried a gun now for 35 or maybe longer. And the thing is, I've never, even if I walked into the wrong apartment and I see somebody sitting on the sofa and I see their hands because one of them's on a spoon and the other one's, holding the ice cream container, you don't shoot the guy. You just say, okay, don't move, and you sort it out. And, unless the guy makes furtive movements to you in a way and you see a weapon or he's coming at you to take your weapon, you don't do anything.
Yeah.
Even I know that.
Yeah, but anyway, I mean, if indeed it was a drunken mistake on her part,
She wasn't drunk. She was on her way home from work.
Well, then there was some reason. I mean, how do you? I know
And
that
I've done 15-hour shifts, and I'm not that loopy.
it's pretty
after a
hard to
15-hour
mistake your apartment when you've gone into it many, many times. I'm trying to think. Has there ever been a situation where I've actually tried to walk into the wrong door? Maybe in a hotel room. That's about it.
You don't know which way you turn to the elevator in a hotel.
Yeah.
But, hey, I live in a place with 100 units, and, I'm on the third floor. I've never walked into the wrong floor.
Right.
Well,
yes, Schmoody had her hand.
Because number one, Alex, when have you ever been drunk?
Well, that's
Thank
That's
you.
She wasn't drunk. I'm sure after this there was a toxicology test to determine if she was under the influence or drunk, and that hadn't come up as a factor. So she wasn't drunk.
Yeah.
Was she
and
high on sexting?
maybe
That was probably what was going on. She
couldn't wait to get into the bedroom.
Yeah.
Yep.
What are you doing here?
She was too busy.
Bang, bang, get out of my way.
She was too busy texting. Wait till you smell my pussy. I mean, things like that.
That's scary.
So I don't know. Anyway, let me see here. So Schmoody has a 13-year-old kid. I can't believe this.
No.
I mean, God, she was with
gonna
me.
get bar
She was
mitzvah?
with me. She was with me the day of my last show on Live 105. Yeah. And then we got on a plane immediately. Went right to the Oakland airport and got on a plane and went to Vegas because I wanted to get away from San Francisco so the press wouldn't be hounding me, which they were.
Yeah.
So you were there. You were there on a very
Auspicious moment.
auspicious moment in my career.
Well, you know what? I was thinking about that the other night.
Really?
Yes, I was. I was thinking about it the other night, saying, sometimes we're put into people's lives for a reason.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah. And she and I, you and I were really not going with each other at that point. I don't think we were just really close.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we were virtually inseparable. I mean, during Christmas or like during Valentine's Day, he'd go out to lunch with whoever he was going out with. But who did he go out to dinner with? It was always me. Christmas, he'd spend like maybe Christmas Eve with someone, but I had all of Christmas Day. If he went out of town, I was the one that took care of the cars and took care of the apartment. I mean, those bitches hated me.
Yeah. Who was this woman?
I remember when my Honda got
Epstein
stolen.
had somebody
I
like
think
that.
Who?
Did
I
he?
think
Epstein had somebody
Lisa
like that.
had come over to the apartment.
He probably did, that guy.
No, he did.
And so I had
Gleason,
been
you
using
remember?
your car, and she was leaving as she came through the I don't know what it was
Turnstile.
called, as she passed me, I said, "You're nothing but a hole." And by the time I got upstairs, you were on the phone with her, and she was crying.
Who was
And
it? Who was it? Who
you
was
go,
it? Wait a minute. Who-
Kathleen. I go, "Well, it's true."
Well, who was that? Which
I think it was Lisa.
Lisa?
I don't know,
Oh,
some
she was
antenna?
crazy. She was crazy. That
I
woman.
know she was.
She was
Or
absolutely
it was
nuts.
Michelle, who was like 4 feet tall.
Huh?
Who was the stalker that I got rid of for you?
How did?
God, I can't remember who that was.
What
It
did you
was
do?
when we were at Camel, and she used to call the show. She would call you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember who that was. I don't think I ever met her. I think she just kept calling me and stalking me that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
What's funny is I had made Alex a stained glass window and it said Alex Bennett. And I'd given it to him. And so that years later, I meet him. And so after a couple months we were hanging out, I go, dude, like 5 years ago, I gave you something. And so we're looking around the apartment.
And the
looks
penicillin
at
worked.
me and he goes, the stained glass window? And I go, yeah, that was me.
see?
And you didn't even need penicillin. Yeah,
No.
she gave you something.
Yeah. But we were friends up to my last minutes in San Francisco. Yeah.
And I was very protective and still am very protective.
Yeah. She's been a very good friend over the years, who I have not seen in 15 years now. I've never seen your kid,
Nope.
Yeah, and I hope he's treating you all right. I hope.
Oh my gosh, my son, he's the best.
Because he's 13 now. They get pretty ugly around this time.
No, you know what? He's a really good kid.
The hormones start jumping around.
Yeah.
Well, he asked me today, he goes, hey, Mom, who makes the sperm? You? And I go, no, dude, the man.
The prostate.
But, Charlie, you have kids?
I got 3.
3.
Yeah.
And so you're here to testify that 13's a bad time, right?
Oh, yeah. Hit those teenage years. And
Mommy, get used
Two's
to,
not easy either.
Wait a minute, get used to this. Mommy, I hate you. You don't understand me. You don't understand. And I've never had kids, and I know this for a fact because I've heard it from all my friends. How about you, Phil? You had a what? What about when your kids had?
I have 2 girls and a dog, and the dog loves me. The daughters don't, but and I'm going to have to put the dog down in another month or 2 because she has cancer.
Yeah.
So here, the thing that loves me the most, I have to end her life.
Wow.
It's really sad.
Yeah, that is sad.
I have never had anyone give me the kind of love that this dog has given me.
Really?
Yeah. It just without question, this dog is unbelievable. And,
yeah. Well, I mean, pets are that way. That's why we have pets. It's because they
I
have
should have just had pets.
No, but they give us an unconditional love. They don't put any. I mean, I found this with cats that I had. The love was unconditional. It was just, I love you. Now where's my food?
Yeah.
Yes, where's my food?
That's the part you don't understand. There's part of that with her. She loves you, but that's because you feed her. If you didn't feed her, she wouldn't love you as much.
But she wants my food.
She wants your food. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She doesn't want her food. She wants my food.
Yeah. Well, I can't. You see, a thing I can't understand about you, Phil, is that a lot of times when you're talking about social issues, you're so goddamn cruel, and yet you are not a cruel person. I know you as
I'm
being
not cruel when it comes to social issues. I just believe that you weaken a person by doing stuff for them that they could be doing themselves, and so, and eventually you turn them totally dependent on other people helping them to survive. It's one thing to give people a hand up or a foot up, but it's another thing to keep them in poverty for generation after generation.
Well, no, I agree with you on that, but we need to find the methods to get them out of that poverty.
Well, Trump has those methods.
Oh yeah, sure. He's doing them right now. He has done nothing for poverty, Phil. And he can't even have a certain amount of love for little children who cross the border only looking for a better life. You know,
Black unemployment is at the lowest level. Hispanic unemployment at the lowest
it
level.
has nothing to do with him.
There's more people off.
It has
food
nothing to
stamps
do with him.
now.
All of this started with Obama and all the programs
No matter
that
where
he
it
put
started.
in.
He could have just continued the same types of things that other people have.
Oh, he did
but
discontinue
He didn't.
a lot of them. He wants to get rid. Like,
Unemployment
love to
is
get
so
rid of my
doesn't matter.
Medicare. Let's not
People
get
are
into
working
this.
3
It's too
jobs.
late at night to do this.
You know,
And look,
they've
we have a
been since
lovely young lady
1934.
here tonight. Let's be on our best behavior.
Okay, since 1934, the Dems have been saying the Republicans are going to cut your Medicare. Every
They
election,
keep trying. Look at the budget.
they have never done it.
They keep trying. In this 2020 budget, he cuts Medicare by
I'm
like
gonna-
$800 billion.
I'm going to recommend Trump cut your Medicare. That's
That's hilarious.
Imagine he starts listening to Phil. I got a new guy we got to bring on staff.
I got the hat.
You got the hat. Yeah, he's got the hat, so he has to walk the walk. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I pay $25.
So, are you, Schmoody? Are you dating at all?
Nope.
Nope.
No. You know, right now my son is numero uno because I'm very blessed because I do have a great son. I mean, he gives me no grief. I mean, the grief he gives me is nothing
Yeah.
compared to what I hear from my friends regarding this. Number one, my son really does. If my son gets on the computer, he's researching movies.
Yeah.
He does not have a cell phone, so he's not constantly sitting on his cell phone. His real interest is movies.
Yeah.
When I was 13, I didn't have a cell phone. I didn't have a computer. Ooh, there weren't any. but all I wanted to do was have a car. And then I was hell on wheels.
When I was
just remember, when he's 16.
when I was a kid, I didn't have an iPad. I had a slate. Yeah.
You had a chisel and a stone.
Yeah, right. iPad? No. You?
A tablet.
You know, I mean, anyway.
Yeah. Your tablet was made
God, it's
from
great to see you, Schmoody. Now that you know how to do this, do it more often.
I will.
You know? Because, yeah, just do it more often. Because I love seeing you, and I love having you here, and you can join in on the conversation, and you can beat the shit out of Phil.
I won't.
You know, that would be the good thing. Is to beat the shit out of Phil, see how simple it is. All you got to do is just remember your password, and here you are.
And where do you live, Phil?
Walnut Creek.
Oh, you're in Walnut Creek.
Yeah.
I can drive over there and spank him.
Yeah, see you.
And I would even pay for it.
I think maybe that's a good idea, huh? Hey, listen, thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it. We've had a lot of people watching this tonight. This is amazing. I don't know. And we didn't do anything. Maybe that's the answer. Yeah, that's the answer. Anyway, thank you very much, Phil. Thank you. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Tony. And thank you very much, Moody. It's good seeing you. Do it more often, will you? Like every night. Every night. Do it. Anyway, why doesn't everybody give a big wave goodbye to our audience out there, so that we can say goodnight? I'll wave back at you too. Thanks. Bye-bye. That's it for our citizen panel. Let me just hang up on them all so I can get the phone lines ready, or the Skype lines ready, for our lovely and attractive citizen panel, which is next over most of the same station. We'll be back again tomorrow night. I hope we get more callers, but we'll be back again tomorrow night. Same time, same station in life. And as I always like to say, well, actually, it's too early for me to sign off. Jack will let's see what Jack does if I sign off early. I'm Alex Bennett. We'll see you tomorrow night right after. Oh, we got the sports show tomorrow night with franchise MC. And then at 9:30, there is Damian Chaplin in the Exchange. At 10 o'clock, I'll be back. Same time, same station in life. And in the meantime, if you see her, tell her I love her, okay? Bye-bye, everybody.